Archie? Sweet baby? Oh. Oh.
Ron, we're here with you.
Baby. Sweetheart. I suppose I'll say that this is just a normal phase it'll grow out of. Well, I don't buy it. We've been through chicken pox, measles, strep throat with the girls. This just doesn't feel right.
All right. We'll take him for a complete series of tests tomorrow. We'll take him to the children's hospital.
Well?
Your son does not hear.
Well, maybe he's too young to understand the test.
There are involuntary reactions to sound. Pupils, eyelids, the skin. Now, with your son, there weren't any.
But he does respond to sound. I know he hears. Sometimes.
Now, I won't argue with you, Mrs. Kaufman. But right now, here, today, your son does not hear.
Mommy, are you a sculptor or a sculptress?
Well, I guess I'm neither one. I'm just me. Raunchy, do you like spinning the plate? Watching it spin? Would you look at me if I took it away?
He's inside of his head, Mommy.
I had to find out what was wrong with my son. It would take research, digging, probing, reading, searching for answers. Hi,
Hi, Barry. Sorry to disturb you.
Oh, that's all right. What's up?
Daddy, I'm going to sleep over at Joni's house, remember?
Of course I remember, of course.
I'll bring her back tomorrow.
Why can't I ever have a sleepover? When you're a little more grown up. Goodbye, Daddy.
Goodbye, honey. You have a good time.
Okay,
Bye, sweetheart. Sometimes I feel he's just slipping away.
Barry, how's it going with Ron?
You can hear, but only sometimes. You can see, but only certain things. Nothing else. Raunchy, where are you? Where do you go? Where?
I hate that label. Autistic child. Classifying him, putting him in a box, slamming the lid down. Ron isn't in a prison. He's at peace inside that world of his. We just have to show him a way out.
Sometimes when I'm with him, it's like trying to find someone in a funhouse mirror maze. I see him, I try to touch him. It's just a reflection. My hand doesn't reach. But I know he's in there somewhere.
But how do you reach through the glass without shattering it?
There aren't any quick answers.
I'm not looking for a miracle. Just a beginning. Just a place to start.
So I've asked Dr. Ramsey to sit in on this one. He's our chief of psychiatric services with a specialty in pediatrics.
Now, we would like to examine the boy alone, if you don't mind.
Mr. and Mrs. Kaufman.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Ms. Markham, and I'll be the social worker assigned to your case. Won't you sit down?
Thank
You know how it is, always forms to fill out. Now, father's name.
Barry Neil Kaufman,
Place of birth.
New York City.
Father's name, mother's maiden name.
Ms. Markham, we've done this. We've filled out forms. What does this have to do with Ron?
Well, I don't decide that, Mrs. Kaufman, but we do require this information.
My father's name is Abe. Abraham.
Did either of your parents have a history of mental illness?
No.
Has either of you had a nervous breakdown?
No, but give us a few minutes.
How did you meet?
In the beginning?
Yes, we'd like a profile of your courtship, marriage, that sort of thing.
Well, a friend introduced us. I was nervous. I was 17.
As opposed to me, a sophisticated man of the world.
After our first date, I couldn't stop thinking about him. I had this sense of inevitability. I was silly. But I put it down on paper. I wrote it down in a letter. I don't know why, but I have this feeling that I'm going to marry you, and I'm not all that sure that I'm delighted about the idea.
What a cunning ploy.
It was not.
It was, too. And it worked. In a way. My God, I was terrified. And I told you, you can't marry me. I don't know who I am yet. I'm angry, I'm egotistical, I'm complicated, I'm troubled. You don't want to get involved with me.
Right.
But then what happened?
What do you think? Kept telling me what a lousy risk he was until I married him, and found out he was right. He was arrogant, egotistical, troublesome.
But a fantastic lover. And we lived, interestingly, ever after. Okay?
Yes. There'll be just a few more questions.
Autistic? No eye contact. Language and socialization skills, infantile. Your son functions at less than 1/3 his age level. We set his IQ at below 30.
Okay, but can you help him in your program? Not a child this young. Perhaps in a year and a half.
But why not try now? If we could just make contact.
Mrs. Kaufman, at best, Ron will only function minimally. He probably will never talk. To hope for more is destructive fantasizing. Accept the truth. Perhaps later, we can talk about placing him in a facility. Facility? You mean an institution? A psychiatric prison?
It's very melodramatic, Mr. Kaufman.
That's very clinical, Dr. Wills. And that's the problem here. You're discussing an intriguing case of infantile autism. I'm talking about our son. Mrs. Kaufman, surely you can't agree with this attitude?
No, Dr. Ramsey, I don't. I think that my husband was unforgivably polite. Oh, I hate them. I really do. They're so cold and unfeeling. Just can't stand it. Ah!
Feel better?
Not yet. I just need something different. I need something to warm my soul.
Coming up.
This is really crazy. Just been told our son's a basket case and we're sitting here drinking champagne.
Isn't it better than getting angry or feeling guilty or asking why this is happening?